Hello, hello, beautiful people of the internet. Hello, Choppy Cat, Squigs, Chilean Raider, Bloixor, Aesthetic Gabe, Broad Metal Luck 2, Master Maticus, Ball Installin', Random Dude Lurking in Chat, Ruben6F, Roofin, Roxanne, it's me. George Rockland, Vafello 02150. Medieval Man, hello, hello. You're thinking maybe change the color of the locations you found on that list? Ooh, sure. I see what you're saying. The, like the thing in the bottom right there. Yeah, the ones that I found, I should change the color. That's a good idea. I like that idea a lot. Yeah, Witch Hut has been found. I mean, it has been updated, actually. Thank you, the Chaucer, who did this in the background. He updated that command, but it's obviously a lot easier to see in a colored list than just like a wall of text. How hard is the village? The village is probably the easiest of the legendary locations. It's doable post-nimble, basically. So the team should be in a good state to be able to do it now. You know, once you've got nimble, sort of some decent gears, like you've got your full raider gear, and you know you've got some of the nicer base weapons, you're in pretty good shape to be able to do it. Yeah, it's the easiest legendary location for sure. So I'm not gonna do it right away, not right at the start of the stream, but I do plan on doing it this stream. I think that'd be a good idea. So team's progressing nicely. I think what I'm gonna do right now is spend a little time on Tool Ridge, and we're gonna just accumulate some supplies, some tools. We'll warm up with some caravans, you know? Something familiar, something a little more comfortable. And then we'll ease our way into the harder fights. There is legitimately something to like refamiliarizing myself with, you know, how combat goes, how to get in the swing of things, etc., etc. Okay, we have information here. Hold up, hold up, hold up. Who understands what's happening on screen here? We've got the start of the Undead Crisis. Well, shit. I will say this. The Undead Crisis is, without a doubt, the most annoying one to have going on the map. Hello, Eagledub. Kaka. The Undead Crisis, the big problem with the Undead Crisis, actually, is when you're fighting against other human enemies, and in this run, our most profitable fights are against human enemies because they're the ones that, like, you know, have crowns and stuff like that. Anyway, when we're fighting human enemies, they'll rise up as zombies. And that is usually a bad thing. Mostly because it's so unexpected. Furious Sheep, hello, hello. So, it is the worst crisis for us to see. We can make the crisis end faster by fighting them. So let's fight them whenever we see them. How does this compare versus the Greenskin Crisis? I mean, it's like conceptually similar. It's similar in the, you know, terms of random groups of enemies on the map kind of wandering around. But in practice, again, it's much worse because it affects just regular fights. So. Zombie camps give money, so you think it's strictly better than Green Screen Crisis? I don't know. I would not say strictly better. I would say it's definitely worse. It is definitely worse, in my opinion. So I'm gonna back up one hex, and we're gonna occupy this high ground with some of our boys here. Yeah, the Holy War and the Noble War would be best. This is definitely not my preference. So. But we're okay. I mean, the crisis itself won't impact us that much, realistically. If we get a noble crisis, it's gonna be boring? Why would it be boring? Yeah, I think that's true. Normally Holy War and Noble War annoy you as a player because there's a lot more parties on the map and every settlement is raided, so you can't buy as many tools. Joke's on them. We never buy tools. That's not what we do. Alright, I'm gonna move forward with battle maps, but I'm actually gonna wait. Because he's gonna be best suited to attack this guy. Saw that coming. Doesn't the entirety of the Noble Crisis work through contracts? Kind of. I mean, the thing that happens because of contracts is like, you know, new stuff on the map. Or, that's phrased weird. What I mean is like, enemies will also be, there will be noble armies moving around on the map, right? Yeah, the fun interactive stuff is the result of contracts. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can still influence the outcome of the crises. I mean, honestly, the way you outcome Headhunter active. The crisis is basically just, other than completing contracts, if you fight the enemies relevant to the crisis, it will change their progress. So we're gonna be taking all the undead fights we can find, basically, is what I'm saying. Isn't there some necropolis possibility? Oh, does that? Oh my goodness. Random dude lurking in chat, you're right. I've actually never done that fight. I think that has to have permanent destruction enabled. You know, now I'm not sure. Xpen91, hello from Germany. Good loot, and it's great that Run 28 is going well. Thank you. Hello to you in Germany. Run 28 is going well. This is the run. It's only for permanent destruction? Okay. Yeah, I mean... Well... is what it is. What crisis would you add to the game if you could? People have suggested the idea of a brigand crisis, which I do think would be cool. Yeah, permanent destruction matters. It sucks that we couldn't interact with it. I don't know. In any case, it's not on for this run, so. Crisis of the new units of flesh. Oh yeah, that would be cool. The flesh golems? A flesh golem crisis? Alright, so these undead had tools? Interesting. I didn't know what they would have. Tools. Okay. I guess that makes up for the bits of damage on our weapons. So. Hey, the Ogre Dungeon. Yeah, no, Lord, don't apologize for being late. That's ridiculous. This is a stream. You can show up when you want. But yeah. This is, in fact, the run. Glad you noticed. Ooh, some sort of Dovcool or cultist-related crisis would be cool. Where the way you interact with it, for every origin except for cultists, would be different from the way you interact with it if you play as the cultists. That would be really cool. What do you consider the most annoying enemy in Battle Brothers? Probably the Ifrit. Excellent. This Hakgrub, yeah, this is one of our tool caravans. Yeah, Ifrits are so stupidly dangerous for no upside. Yes. Snakes come to mind. Yeah, snakes are annoying, but they're not so bad. I think Ifrits are worse anyway. Serpents are annoying, but they're also kind of cool. Yeah. Honestly, one of the main problems with enemies like Ifrits is that they made buying consumables too cheap. I really do think that's the case. Blastardissimo. Hello, hello. Yeah, I mean, you can fight Ifrits in a way where you've got like a anticipation or kite shield or whatever in front that makes it relatively safe. And you can control when they split and things like that. You can surround them and prevent them from making copies. You know, there's ways of fighting them that improve the outcome, but like, man, you're probably just gonna get some injuries, and for what? Like almost nothing. The rewards are just very weak. What are these boys doing? Spear walls? Can't do that. If you rush Ifrits and surround them when they are big, they won't throw themselves? Yeah. Right, you get almost no loot, and, you know, they'll still attack you in melee, and they have crippling strikes. And they're pretty good at doing damage. Like it's a good way to get some injuries. To collect some fresh injuries. So like, I don't know. What about lindworms? Lindworms are fine. They're not that difficult. And they have really good and interesting and unique rewards. And but I mean, not that difficult is like an over, like they're difficult, like they're really hard, but once you understand how to fight them, they're not so bad. Maybe is what I really mean. Yeah, at least you get something out of it. All right, should we try to dagger down this last guy for his gear? I kind of think I will, now that there are fewer of them. Lindworms are probably the only wandering monster fight you still have trouble with, except for maybe Hexens. Yeah, handguns are pretty dang good against them. How do I build hybrids? In many different ways. I don't have a simple answer. I never do. But what are your questions, Pink Unicorn Lover? Maybe I can help you out more specifically. Just curious in general? Alright, so our guys are all faster than him. It will probably be irrelevant, but we went for the shield. Do I thrower slash... Yeah. Yeah, throwers... throwing weapons just do the most damage, so yeah. Basically, it's like... build a thrower, and because you have Duelist already on your thrower, and that gives it a ton of damage, a thrower with a Noble Sword can do huge damage to basically everything with hit chance, you know, benefits. So did they not have tools? Were there no tools on that caravan? There were no tools there, were there? You're thinking, why shouldn't you keep throwing? Oh, you should keep throwing. But there are Necro Savants that teleport onto you. There are enemies who push their way into their backline, for example, Orc Warriors, things like that. The hybrid is just able to fight in melee. You're not trying to have them fight in melee under normal circumstances. What a scam. We got scammed. All right, we're gonna look for more tools. We'll head up here, see if we can find some more tools. When are we gonna get our third slot? Not for a little while. Aliko90, hello. Am I building hybrids this round? Yeah. The Chalicer would be a hybrid. Now this is not a normal build, and I would never, ever, ever recommend someone do what I'm doing in this run with a build like this. So I don't think this run is good to model builds after whatsoever, but this is gonna be a hybrid. This is a hybrid role, but not a hybrid in the sense of like melee and ranged offense. We got some Briggies here. So is there another Briggy camp over here? We busted one. Might be worth checking out if there's another one. You're only 20 minutes late this time? Nah, you're right on time. You're right on time. When the world needed you most, you were there, Battle Lamia. Headhunter active. All right, we are going to hope that this mallet doesn't hit us, because it's going to chunk that armor real bad, and we don't want it. We don't want that to happen. We are shield walling, but you never know. Oh my. Alright. Works for me. Is Headhunter realistically only go to flails or other use cases? No, I think it's okay. Like, it's an okay damage perk on most weapons. I think it does pretty well with throwing weapons. It does really well with throwing weapons, actually. It's a good perk. Not delusional. Yes, yes. Here for another episode of The Run. The bonk? Yeah, it's alright on bonk. It's basically okay on any two-handed weapon. In a regular run, would you say it's possible to get crippled by bad bros surviving and gaining levels, scaling the difficulty of the contracts without being useful to the team? I don't think so, because as long as a bro can exist on the battlefield, that in and of itself is enough to get value from them. And little guy's running away. Yeah, one shot on the flail, yeah. Well, we had Headhunter. We were rocking and rolling with Headhunter, so yeah. Actually, I might try to headshot this guy and get his armor. Perfect. So let's run these guys down. This guy's gonna get away, which is fine. Do you have any plans for the next challenge? I do not. No current plans. Taking it one thing at a time. Taking it one thing at a time. Alright, so we got some armors here. Some tools. That was a good fight. Nice little pile of ammo too. 7? I guess maybe that's not that nice. But it's okay. I think there's more stuff we can leave behind, yeah. There's some fully destroyed armors. Let's see. Next challenge is this challenge, but blindfolded? Oh my. What, do I listen to sound effects to try to figure out what happened? That would be something. Do you have any recommendations on the mid-game pivot? You find one of the common problems you have is recruiting where it is hard for you to find a good transitionary bros from the super cheap to the super expensive. So you're just on farmers till you can get to the super late backgrounds? I mean, the real secret is that you don't need that many, if you really don't need any late game bros, but they're fun and they're good. So you know, don't get rid of that attitude. What I would suggest is make your early game bros your nimble damage dealers of any form, any variety. Your elite brothers that you recruit later, you're gonna get the most value by buying the ones with the best defensive stats. So Oath Takers and Adventurous Nobles and Assassins, things like that, and you turn them into fatigue neutrals. Sword Masters? No, not deserters, not deserters. Next challenge is Battle Brawl. Yeah, we'll do a Battle Brawl in here somewhere. A Battle Brawl will happen. We'll do another one. You've been following my runs on YouTube for a while now, decided to stop in on Twitch. Hello, Minister of Nothing. I have not tried Reforged yet. But presumably soon. All right, Ragged Edge 82. We're gonna keep pumping up this brother's defenses as high as possible. This will probably end up like a rare greatsword brother, which is kind of cool and kind of crazy. You think Carve a Hole was kind of right that you should always be hunting for new bros? No, I think that is wrong. You don't have to always be hunting for new bros. You can and should be able to do all the game's content with the starting bros you have, and if you push for tempo, you're gonna get more value than trying to like search for the ultimate Chad and trying to get like new bros and stuff. I don't think Carve a Hole's guides are very good. I think they're pretty bad. So, anyway. All right, so let's get underdog on this brother. And we're gonna be looking for where these briggies came from. What will Ragged Edge's role be? He's gonna be a fatigue neutral. So he's going to be a rock standing in the center of the formation that the rest of the squad fights around. So we're gonna get some big defensive benefit from dodge and high initiative and high melee defense. We're probably gonna give him like a greatsword or something like that. And that'll be what he'll do. He's gonna need an accuracy weapon, basically, is what's going on. Shotstrom, yeah, no, I don't want to be. Anyway, there are better guides out there. When you decide what bro build will be, sometimes I know on recruitment, and sometimes I need to level them up first. I think these things are simultaneously both true some of the time. I think it's good to remain flexible. For example, I might have a build planned for a bro, and then I find a named item that needs to have a home. And I think to myself, all right, can I just pivot and change what this bro's gonna be? In fact, during the course of my win streak series, that happened constantly. What will be your strategy with Orc Warriors? Considering you don't have many frontliners? What do you mean? We have plenty of frontliners. We'll be fine against Orc Warriors. Do you plan on fishing for a new bro today? Maybe. We might. Does the spear gun cost ammo? Yeah. So if you use the secondary fire of the fire lance, I think it costs 2 ammo? Why don't I like reach advantage? Because here's the problem with reach advantage. All right, so you've got a bro. You've got pretty good stats, whatever. You attack, you hit. You're using a big two-handed weapon. Which enemies are not gonna die to a big two-handed weapon? Very few, right? Bigger orcs, I mean, they exist, right? But when you're using a big chunk and two-handed weapon and you're targeting the lowest health enemy to finish them off, which is usually what you're gonna do, a lot of the time, you're just gonna kill him. Okay, you kill him. What threat do you have in return? Well, it just got minimized. You killed an enemy. All right, let's take the scenario and change it. You attack an enemy, you miss. Now you're in danger. The enemy can attack you back. You know what you don't get? Any bonus defenses. So reach advantage is making a good situation better and a bad situation worse. Generally speaking, that's bad. So, yeah. So reach advantage is just, generally speaking, not a very good perk. I think it's kind of a noob trap. What about with two-handed cleavers? Even more so, because the two-handed cleaver should be used as a finisher weapon. Decapitate is the best skill on the cleaver. So you should be using your cleaver as a damage bro, where they move around the battlefield and kill and finish off the enemies with the lowest hit points. So you use decapitate to finish an enemy off, and you're not going to be attacked in return. Yeah, reach advantage for the greatsword is all right, for sure. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, if you look at, let's see. Hold on. Let me find my Reddit post. You can see a heat map in this post that I made a while ago with the distribution of the perks that I chose over the course of it. And this isn't necessarily like a perfect reflection of how strong I think they are. But, you know, over the course of the win streak series, I picked I picked reach advantage 6 times in total. Could it be more and I would be fine? Absolutely, right? Reach advantage is like, it's, when I say it's a weak perk, I think it's fine in certain situations, but it's probably worse than you think. Right, it's kind of like the opposite of fast adaptation. Fast adaptation makes a bad situation better and doesn't help you in a good situation, and is thus a better perk, just generally. Right, but what if you have a bro surrounded by 6 enemies and has a great axe and has no defenses because you only boosted initiative, melee attack, and fatigue? Would it be good then, right? Yeah. I sure hope you buffed up resolve too, because if you're surrounded by 6 enemies, you're probably fleeing. All right, so here on our banner, we're gonna grab Pathfinder. Boom. We now have Pathfinder on everyone except for No Man 1220, and we're gonna get it on him next level, which is coming very soon. And let's see. You think reach advantage is like Headhunter? You only pick it for specific builds? Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. I took reach advantage on a few like Swordmaster fatigue neutrals because I was pretty confident in their ability to hit. Like 95% confident, in fact, because they had such crazy melee skill. And in those situations, I think it's pretty good. What about Flank Hammer? Uh-oh. Is that an honest question, or do you know about how much I hate that build? One of the largest lessons you have from watching me is 9 lives in Spear Bros, as they essentially do the same thing in that they give your squad extra turns before consequences. 9 lives obviously is dying, but Spear Bros in the way they dictate the AI move around or force bounce off spears to prevent full squad engage is so powerful. Absolutely. Absolutely. The enemy can't hit you if they can't attack you. Alright, so I'm gonna see if we can find where these Briggies spawned from. We know there used to be a Briggie camp here, so maybe down here somewhere. We'll at least look. Yeah, I think the main problem with Adrenaline, like I think Adrenaline is a good perk, I just think it doesn't go well with Spear Bros, and thus I don't have good experience with it. Like it just doesn't work with a spear-based strategy because you want the enemy to try to make contact with you in the places where you let them. The Shy Sack, thank you for the Prime sub. I appreciate that. Oh, peasants. We're hoping to find more of these tool caravans. Whoa, treasure train incoming? Garantion, thank you for the Prime sub. I appreciate that. Platus, you're late? Nah. You haven't missed much. Just a few warm-up fights. Just a few warm-up fights is all. Is there a reason to not attack peasants at this point? No, there's no reason to not attack them. We're happy to just very quickly blast through them. Plus, like, they're evil. You know? They're obviously evil. And, we're the good guys. You know? You know. This guy's gonna run away now. Good. See, he was fine. Yeah, carrying knives and meat cleavers, right, right. Right, they're up to no good. Yes, exactly, Blowick, sorry. Obviously up to no good. Obviously up to no good. When are you aiming to do the village? I think we'll do it today. Oof. Nah, this is too much. This is too much. We don't need to fight bigger noble armies. There's no reason to. Too risky. Minimal benefit. Supply caravans, though. Could be carrying tools. Alright, we should change back to the heater shields. Some footmen and a few billmen. Not too bad. Alright, so this guy's kind of wearing pajamas. This guy's got a pajama hat on. We've got some high ground we can occupy. I'm into that. I'm into that a lot. Peasants are going to be resurrected as zombies. Only evil monsters get resurrected as zombies? Yes. Exactly. Exactly. Alright, let's see how they approach. I'm curious because we got this high ground here. They might occupy these hexes because they get weird about stuff like that. Yeah, we're pretty happy to get great swords on this team. We really are. Alright, so I have a choice. Like, we got this guy here too. Like, I think fighting them on this turn is actually a good idea. And this is actually a great example of a turn and situation where adrenaline would be really good. I mean, we could back up to the high ground, but given that they're not shield walling right now, kind of keen to just give them the biz. Yamcha, thank you for the subscription. Very much appreciate that. All right, we'll get Master Maticus here. Shield wall it up. There we go, nice little hit there by Nara Knight. So these two nerds are gonna jump over into here, into this little death zone, because they're gonna be desperate to get to this thrower with, you know, this tank with built-in taunt. He's stunned. He stunned him. The wooden hammer looks so out of place with your decked out. I know. It looks out of place, but it's secretly like a really, really good weapon. Wow, he even tried to disrespect zone of control just to get there. Joke's on him, though. Bros just love croquet? Dude, that's really funny, because it really does look like a croquet mallet, doesn't it? What are your thoughts on the taunt parket? You've never tried it? I feel like taunt, so I have two thoughts about taunt. One is that I think it's not that bad, and I think it's underexplored, but I also think you don't need it most of the time. So like, is there a reason to raise throwing over 45 for throw tank then? Yeah, there's definitely situations where we're happy to have him throw. I think we actually do use the throwing weapons like in some of the fights. So yeah, I think I'm happy to raise his attack over 45. Yeah, you don't need taunt most of the time, but it's extremely useful every time you grab it. Right, yeah. Taunt plus net is nice. Why is taunt plus net nice? I guess that might be an interaction I don't know about. Yeah, taunt is really nice against Necro Savants. I'll agree with that one for sure. Netted schmuck won't break the net when taunted. Oh. So, all right, so hold on, let's back up. Let's talk about a unit that has been netted and taunted, because I actually don't really know how all this works. What if you're far away? What if you taunt them and you're like out of attack range? Will they try to break out to get to you? Or is it only if they can attack you because you're already in melee with them or something like that? And yeah, the ha-ha is indeed the best part. Only adjacent? Okay. So still good, but I guess not, maybe not as exciting as I initially thought. All right. How long ago did we get the banner? A little while ago. All right, so 20 tools here. So this caravan's source had a workshop, which is common for citadels and other such things. It apparently also had a gem mine, but its cargo was ammo, and damn, it had a lot of ammo. Lots of ammo. That's really good. That's really good. So 20 tools is great. 130 ammo, you know, less exciting, I guess, but that's a huge amount. And then we did get these padded kettle hats, which, you know, we'll take it. Matching shields? Oh, I suppose, yeah. Taunt make enemy one attack, no AoE. Yeah, I'm not saying taunt doesn't have its use. That's a good use. Plus 1 Q. Yeah, taunt against Idjarok is actually super nice. Taunt against Idjarok is weird. You can make him do really dumb stuff. He can just bounce back and forth between a couple taunted units. It's super nice. All right, so we're just gonna keep farming these for a little while. We're gonna keep trying to build up some tools before we venture back out onto the map and maybe do a legendary location. Yeah, there are interesting interactions with taunt from your use of it, but it's hard to fit into a Battleforge tank. That's exactly my thought. An interesting idea about taunt, and I've never done this and never justified it, but you know, I don't know, it's something that's crossed my mind. A fatigue neutral can still use taunt, because taunt is one of the few skills that has like a reasonable fatigue cost. It's 15. So like you could give a fatigue neutral taunt as like an 11th perk, and I think it would be okay. I think it would be okay. You might not use it very often, but fatigue neutrals end up with kind of a more perks than they're perk, they're not perk starved. I guess I'll put it that way. Joke 1, hello, hello. An attack could cripple an enemy. Oh yeah, I'm just saying like there are situations where, so you can attack and maybe you attack at 95% chance to hit and that does everything you need it to, but you have an ally that's like gonna die if you don't make sure an enemy cannot attack them. I think there are situations where it could be useful. It would be a relatively low value kind of perk that you wouldn't use too often, but I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's that bad. And there are fights where taunt is super useful, like Ijirak, that was mentioned earlier. All right, let's venture into here and see if we can find where these briggies spawn from, and then return to the road once it's daytime. Yeah, forcing enemies with ranged advantage to come attack you. Like, I think there's room for taunt to be good on a fatigue neutral. At least have some use. Anyway. In runs like this, all bets are off. Meta is so hard to define. Oh yeah, definitely. For what it's worth, when I'm talking about taunt, in this case, I'm kind of referring to the game in general, not limiting to just this run. But Final Overdrive is right. There are builds and things we're doing differently in this run that are a product of the bizarre set of rules. Golden Goose is already stashed? No, we've never found it. We haven't found it in any of the runs. Literally none. Yeah, rotation is a good example of a perk that has more value. All right, let's see if this one's got tools. Let's hope that it does. We want tools. I'm a simple boy. I see a caravan, I want tools. The Jack of no trades hybrid pains you. Well, they're also a Jack of no stats, so. All right, we're gonna see if we can get this armor from this caravan guard back here. Oops, I didn't mean to move there. All right, let's let these guys come at us and get this guy's armor. Works for me. Go ahead and surround him. Increase our hit chance. Yet an idea for an alternative approach to this challenge. Keeping the same lore, but add in something new. The Necromancer's Curse gives the same perk to the entire company. You'd have to limit that perk choice and would have to use BB Editor, but it would seem like an interesting alt take on the lore while making something fun. So would that be in addition to, or in, like, or like, you know, different from the current way we're doing it? All right. Love seeing these tools. Very happy with that. Only 20, but still happy. Good luck coming up with a lore reason why he leaves all the... Well, because we can't sell them. I think that one's just, that one's got a built-in reason. All right, we don't need to keep damaged armors anymore. Our inventory is getting full. And I think we have too many throwing axes. I guess... No, I suppose 6 is about right. We don't need this many jabs. We've already got one fire lance. I don't think we need the second. Actually, is that true? Maybe the second fire lance could go to our tank thrower. That might be kind of nice. Okay. A 1 perk challenge would be rough. Each bro can only take 1 perk. I don't know, a whole squad where everyone takes 9 lives, but you can actually go to towns and buy and sell things. You'd have to play slow and carefully, but actually I think that's kind of reasonably doable. It's a lot easier than this. Okay, so I think I like that idea I just convinced myself of, where No Man 1220 takes the fire lance. I think that's actually pretty good. Yeah, everyone would end up a fat neutral, just not Mizraite. Okay. So let's keep pumping up hit points on this brother. Could also maybe be convinced for initiative, but I think we'll go the 4 hit points. That's pretty good. Daylock, hello, hello. Yeah, and we're gonna go back for Pathfinder on this brother. Absolutely, 100% Path. The run continues, the run continues. All right, finally got a +4 in Resolve. I think he's only rolled +3s. Most, if not every single level up previously. Very happy to see the +4 there. Squad is looking thick, squad is looking thick. Very thick, V-thick. And let's see. We're gonna grab Indom now. I think probably the order of operations for Master Maticus is just gonna be Indom, Lone Wolf, Recover. And that'll be build complete. You think all but one has Pathfinder? No, everybody has Pathfinder now. Yeah, everybody's got Path. Won't be long till we get some veteran levels, not too long. All right, so we're definitely gonna bring up Squig's Resolve. And I suppose we'll go melee skill here. So we're gonna make Squigs some form of initiative. Initiative, bro. The Squigs one, such a Squigs move. Yes, exactly, exactly. Exactly. So let's see. Headhunter Cleaver. So I do want to make sure we're ready for all types of weapons, considering we're guaranteed to find the Barbarian Madman's Cleaver. And this is the kind of run where we're gonna hang around for plenty of fancy shiny legendaries, and I think the Bounty Hunter will be necessary, so I think Orc Cleavers could be in our future. I don't know if Squigs is ever gonna have enough fatigue to use that. Certainly not with Berserk. But I could be convinced to maybe make this a Cleaver Bro. We don't have any Cleavers right now, though, so yeah. We've only got 3 perks left, right? So if we did do Cleavers, it would be... Yeah, I don't know. I like the idea of the initiative build having the option to do Whip Disarm. I think that's kind of clutch. Can someone explain what initiative's for other than going first? That part's self-explanatory. I mean, no, that's basically it. That's basically it, Miss Piggy here. There's also some benefit from dodge, but that's more like a side effect. Have I decided who's going to use the Barbarian Madman's Cleaver? No, because we don't even know if it'll be good. Overwhelm? We could grab Overwhelm. I don't think Overwhelm is bad. I'm like okay with some Overwhelm on the team, actually. Like legit. Backstabber would work on Squigs? Yeah. Backstabber would be alright. You love Overwhelm? I don't love Overwhelm, but I think it's fine. 70 melee attack with a cleaver is very low. I mean, that's true, but we didn't get to choose our bros. We're just making the best with what we've got. Yeah, Overwhelm probably goes up in value in this kind of challenge when your melee attack is lower. So that is true, and in addition to that, considering we're going to be able to get more than 12 bros, I think Overwhelm goes up in value in that situation as well. And in addition to all of that, we were blessed with some high base initiative bros. So I'm just making use of it. So, Sword Duelist could be Sword Duelist, right? And Sword Duelist without Mastery even. So we can do Quick Hands, Overwhelm Duelist. I don't think that's that bad. Then he wouldn't be someone who uses a cleaver. I do want one bro to use a cleaver. I do think that would be a good idea. I don't know who it would be. It could be one of our Polearm boys. Actually, don't think that's that bad. Could totally be Blade. We do Cleaver Mastery Duelist or Killing Mastery Killing Frenzy with a 2-handed cleaver. I don't think it's that bad. But anyway, so yeah, I think on Squigs, I will go ahead and probably just take Quick Hands on this level. We've been wanting to use this arming sword a bit more aggressively in situations where we haven't been able to. So I'm gonna go Quick Hands here, but Overwhelm and Duelist could be what this bro takes, and we just make him weapon agnostic. You love these off perks you're picking where you normally wouldn't have? Yeah, it's been fun. I don't know if what I'm doing is right, but it's what I'm doing. Okay, so we got some tools here. Let's step on this mountain, see if there's any like camps or fights in this little area while we're here. And then we'll make our way back towards maybe doing the abandoned village soon. Could happen soon. Aha. Oh, okay, that's an easy little camp. Let's show these barbarians who's boss. It's fun if nothing else, yeah, for sure. Like lambs to the slaughter. Where'd that guy go? This thrall's like, don't worry, I'm gonna go for the flank. Don't mind me. Just over here flanking. Oh, Cola didn't get the one shot. Alright. You love the cha-ching every time we find a camp? Yeah, me too. That has been very satisfying. The little sound effect every time you find a camp. Very nice. Alright, we'll let those two run. I don't want to risk the dog's life. I don't want to risk Battle Brothers' future. Alright, Lost Guardian. This bro is not very good. This is gonna be like a apply debuffs with the handgun. And that's it. That's gonna be the whole thing they do. That's their whole reason for being. If they use a melee weapon, we've messed up. The waste ammo bro. I mean, he's got okay accuracy with the crossbow, but yeah. Yeah. If anything, these runs have shown you how lucrative the caravans can be. You tend to avoid them in your regular gameplay, and now I think they've really been holding you back. Yeah. Oh, Overwhelm? Yeah, we could grab Overwhelm. It's either Overwhelm or Fearsome. I think because right now, on this turn, we're using the heavy crossbow, I'm going to go with Fearsome, but we're going to circle back for Overwhelm. This bro's going to grab Overwhelm as well. ¿Por qué no? We're just going to do it. So we'll return to our favorite little road and we'll head down and hopefully they'll send out more caravans with tools, but if they don't, that's okay. We've got lots of food, we got lots of tools. We're in a good situation. That's right. My Spanish was understood. That's good. We're gonna beat up on some peasants. You don't remember the name, but you like that one that gives more actions when you kill someone? Oh yeah, Berserk? Berserk is nice. One thing that really disturbed you in the stream is that Slurgy's not wearing a flannel. Is everything okay? Yeah, it's just getting warmer outside. Although today was a little chilly. But I was wearing like a literal full suit today, so I just changed out of it. Should have enough initiative bros for the bush strat. All part of the plan. Yeah, the peasants are very brave. Very brave. Do you think it's a good idea for there to make a quick battle when the AI can calculate it? Yeah, I mean, the simple little fights like that, I think it would be fine. I think it would be a good thing. I think I'm happy that the game doesn't have it. Like, it doesn't need to have it. I think it's better that it doesn't for the way we build brothers and things like that, because you can't trust the AI to... Like, I'd hate to make builds based around how the AI fights. And I think that would be kind of an inevitability. So I think it would have some downsides, but... Alright, definitely don't want to fight a Hexen if we don't have to, so let's not. Even though that is going to count as a group of roving beasts. For our ambition, we're probably going to cancel this ambition and just replace it with the professional one, but... Have we got our first late game crisis? Yeah, it looks like it's going to be undead. We know it's the undead crisis. We've seen the setup for it. Autopilot mod kind of does that. Oh, okay, so it exists. Doesn't surprise me. What can we fight other than spiders for that ambition? All right, so we're not going to fight these citizens because we're going to keep one non-hostile southern city. I mean, we could fight hyenas or dire wolves or things like that. Like, it would be fine. We just, I don't know. I'm okay not worrying about the ambition. Yeah, it would burn armor. Like, it wouldn't be good. Why keep one not hostile? So that we can fish for the belly dancer. There are a few ways of getting bros that are only possible through events, and considering more bros equals more power, we're gonna try to get them. Maybe we should go fish for the King's Guard or the Belly Dancer event now. We could do that soon. We could do that soon. Yeah, so the Belly Dancer has a score of 15, whereas the King's Guard has a score of 5. And then, you know, whatever other things there are in the event pool. I don't even know what all those would be. The Belly Dancer also requires being on a road, I think. We tried to get the King's Guard once. We intentionally procced one event. One singular event. And it didn't happen. The game is rigged. Is there a way to check the event pool? I don't think so. Oh, Ball and Stallon doesn't have quick hands. Whoops. All right, Cola took care of business. No need to be near roads for the belly cutie. Okay. Yeah, we also have the Barbarian Join one, which has basically the exact same conditions. Close enough. The conditions are technically different because the Barbarian Join one is just that you're in the top 20% of the map. But that's gonna be where the snowy roads are. In our case, they overlap perfectly, so. Get him, Battle Brother. Good boy. Got some armors here. I think that means we can leave more of the damaged armors behind, and I feel fine with that. Okay. I think that's good. All right, let's make our way towards the abandoned village. Teams had good fight density. We're euphoric right now. I think we're strong enough. Should be all right. We'd really like that new quiver. It would be good. So let's head down there. Aha! New camp spawned. You love to see it. Let's bust it. Got your fist ready? Good, Squigs. Good, 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 good. Can you tell me why sometimes it procs 2 attacks from fleeing zone and control trigger and sometimes only 1? Just how much AP they have left? They're just trying to run away. They might run out of fatigue as well. All kinds of reasons. All right, so we got a brigand leader here. Looks like a noble sword. Ooh, pretty happy to see a noble sword here. At least it looks like it. Kind of hard to tell the difference between the noble sword and the arming sword without being able to see the handle. All right, so we're gonna run our kite shields forward. Oh, I moved 1 hex too far forward. But that's okay, Squigs, Squigs has, you know, one advantage here to having Relentless is when you oops, you can back up and not get attacked by Anyway. We did an oops, but it'll be okay. Chef Slurgy cooking up another Briggy camp. That's right. These Briggies are cooked. So go ahead and scooch back. Okay. Moving and then throwing from max distance, I'm okay with that. Your wife's a belly dancer IRL, but you had to enter a town to meet her. Often where belly dancers are found. Okay, kind of lucky with their hit chance. I actually should have moved Preston BG up. They're gonna get more attacks in the future. I probably should move the Chaucer here, actually. Make it so they attack Master Maticus. Just leave them right there. So now they definitely will. May as well end Dom, I guess. Her hips must not lie. She's on tonight. Good old Shakira. Classic. Want to clear that guy out so Bad with Maps can attack the Brigand Leader. I guess he can attack this Raider though too. That'd be fine. Oh, hit him in the head. There we go. Blade got that guy right in the bean. Nice stun. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna surround this guy. Do what damage I can. Gotten pretty lucky with their hit chance. Not that this is a dangerous fight or anything, but we've been getting a bit lucky, actually. Pull out the shield there. Just as you say that, yeah. To be fair, it was a leader attacking with, like, an accuracy weapon. So, kind of should expect that to hit. Riposte? That's right, we don't have to attack him. Okay. There we go. Briggy Leader is fleeing now. We don't really care about his armor, so happy to just take him out the old-fashioned way. Okay. We took a little bit of damage there. Maybe more than was necessary, but hey, have a good night, Chilean Raider. And I think that's all I want from this camp. I don't want any more than this. Alright, so whose armor got chonked? Preston BG. Got real chonked. So we could swap to a whole new set. We could go to this setup here. I think that'd be totally fine. Lost Guardian could switch to a worn mail shirt. We'll see if we need to. Cola. Just straight swap that. Where's our double famed drop? I know, right? Right? Game is rigged. Maybe just one of these undead camps nearby. Maybe it's got another double famed. We still running low on tools? No, we're doing okay. We're doing okay, Daylock. Alright, we're gonna approach the abandoned village. Looks like armors will be fixed up enough. They'll be pretty close to full. Did we get the scav? No. We did not. No scavenger. All right, everything's looking good. And any other adjustments I want to make? So we're gonna do heater shields here for sure. Is this not entering a town? Oh, it's a village. Totally different. Totally different. A village is not a town. Everybody knows this. I guess I should replace that with a 230. I should have done that a while ago. Yeah, we've got Lookout. We've got Lookout as our second retinue. And the flails are okay. They're not like the best weapon in this fight. I think just the arming sword's gonna be better. Sad we didn't get the sword from that brigand leader. Was it a noble sword? Actually, I think it was an arming sword. I don't remember. I don't remember. Okay, I'm gonna use the restroom and then I think we're gonna go ahead and destroy this legendary location. Be back in just a second. I've returned. Okay, so I think I'm gonna equip more jabs here on No Man 1220. We're very rarely gonna use this dagger. I think I'd rather have an extra set of jabs. And any other things I want to change? I don't think so. What I will do, actually, there is a little bit of change. Let's bring the formation in. Because we're gonna move as a block. Maybe move towards one of the fault finders. I'm not sure the best way to do this fight yet, if we're being honest. Like, I've only done it a couple times. There's always gonna be 3 fault finders that are gonna be like around the edges. And then you get like attacked by the abominations. And so I think the idea, the best way of doing it is to move in one direction, kind of like in all the other fights where you're surrounded. And you know, so you're not getting surrounded and fighting them all at the same time. But Yeah, I don't have a good feeling for exactly how to do it. So I'm gonna wait and see where they all go, or see what we see. And then we'll just pick a direction and go. And I'm only gonna move 2 hexes so that we can stay together, at least on this first turn. I guess a unit like Mastermaticus could go 1 further forward. I think that would be fine. He was brought more than 1 further forward. But if they had to pick any bro to pull, good lord, it's that one. That's the thing that makes me nervous about this fight. That Fault Finder pull ability, I don't understand their decision making around it fully. Like, it's not clear to me exactly why they're using it and when. Like, it seems to be the unit that's like closest to them. But in this case, they pulled my tank, and they pulled him right next to the Fault Finder, where he can like attack the Fault Finder. Also, I don't think this guy's providing cover to this Fault Finder because of the terrain. Oh, I can't hit up there though. The tentacle sound is so great. It's pretty gross. It's a pretty gross sound. Okay, and then we're going to not be next to this corpse, because they've got like a corpse explode ability, and you don't want to get hit by it because it hurts. So we could send Blade like here. Maybe that would be fine. Somewhere a bit more, I don't know, safer. And I suppose if you do Indom, can you not get pulled? Probably. You're probably immune to the stagger. In case anyone's curious, do you want to know the Anonymous potion for the new location? Sure. If you don't want to know, and you're here, cover your ears. I've seen it, but I don't remember what it is. All right, so they moved Preston BG onto the miasma. What a jerk. Lesser Golem is +1 random positive perk. By perk, do you mean trait? You must mean trait. Yeah, trait. Trait, not perk. Okay, trait, I was gonna say, I was like, a random perk, although random perk's kinda cool. Ooh, grazed eye socket, got him in the head. Nearly took him out. Oh, I should have thrown at the Fault Finder. Instant max level? Huh. Oh, actually, they're gonna explode that. I shouldn't have moved here. Actually, no, it's fine. We're okay with bad with maps being in the explosion. Oh, I guess. Oh. You know, maybe we go before him? Pretty fast. No, they're really fast. All right, one of the fault finders is gone now. Want to make sure that the flesh columns here can't get to us. So yeah, we're gonna have to run further, which is fine. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's kind of an oops. It's a big oops, actually. We'll probably quick hands swap to the Morningstar and try to get out. Do I have anything that can get him out? Squigs can pull next turn from... Yeah, not very well. Now we're gonna try to move out of zone of control. Well, that's better than nothing. And we don't want Blade to move there. If anything, we want bad with maps. So let's push him. And we'll get bad with maps here. So then I think it's okay to put no man 1220 here. Definitely not doing this fight very well. Hey, good night, Bloxar. I think I've said that every single time I've done the fight, and the reason is because it's true. It's a chaotic fight? It is. See, I really don't like the Chaucer getting surrounded. He's got a big chunk of hit points, but still. Okay, I'm really glad they didn't go to surround him. I really thought that they would. Some of them couldn't, of course, like this guy, but... So what I'm gonna do is pull him out. He can't be there. The way I fought this is odd. Yeah. I agree. I agree. Alright, let's get my cola out of the miasma. I guess just to here. Alright, split shoulder, that's really good. Easily the least practiced fight for Slurgy? Yeah, top 2. Top 2 is a very good way of putting that. Alright, if only this flesh golem can attack the Chaucer, that's fine. He's not meant to be attacked. He only pulled Lost Guardian, which is fine. So there's gonna be another corpse, there's gonna be a corpse explosion that happens there. What does the miasma do? You just take 10 hit point damage if you remain in it. Alright, so that's a really bad surround there on Lost Guardian. So we're gonna shield push, or alternatively, yeah, so let's do this, and then shield push. Stun there is good. And Cola's a little hurt. Still got a lot of damage though that he can put out. Let's move him here. Burnt leg. Cool. So if Squig's got a little bit surrounded, I think that's okay. He's got pretty good defensive stats. Let's just go here so they can't attack him with surround bonus, but he has to attack them. Reach weapons make this fight nicer because of the range advantage and being out of the explosion range. Yeah, makes sense to me. Nearly got this flesh golem. Let's go here with Preston BG. He's a little bit hurt. Want to be further from the explosions. Wow. I mean, I know they've got low hit chance, but that was really lucky. They just all missed. Alright, so we're gonna get another explosion here and here. So we're gonna move Lost Guardian away. Same deal with No Man at 1220. You actually wonder what the Fault Diners do if all the golems are dead and not all the corpses are exploded? Well, we're gonna find out here pretty soon. No man with a double tap. So only the fault finders remain. And yeah, I don't know what they'll do. I suppose just try to pull bros back towards them. Looks like it. Why did they abandon this village with so many hotties around? Good question. Yep, they're just content to pull only. From the looks of things. Or pull then explode, if there's two of them, right? What is this high ground? Let's go up here. Wow. Guy's like on a mountain. Oh, but he's not on the peak of the mountain? He's like, that's questionable. Okay, so that was like sloppy, but I honestly don't know what I'm doing. Like, the thing is like, I know I did that terribly and bad and kind of dumb. But at the same time, I don't know exactly what to change. I feel very unclear. Their armors are pretty decent stat-wise. Oh yeah, that's right. We should dagger them down. This is right. You're right. You're absolutely right. They do have armors we want, don't they? Didn't I try that and you don't get them? You do get them? Some bros are always gonna be funky positions. I wouldn't say you did much wrong. I don't know, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. $75 for -7. So is that the same as a? That's the same as a linothorax, right? Same as a linothorax. Which is fine. I mean, it's fine. Linothorax is fine. All right, because isn't a linothorax, am I thinking of the right thing? 75 for -7? What is the linothorax? It is, yeah, 75 for 7. It's the same. It's the same. But it looks cool. It looks very cool. Like, and we don't care about the rest of the things here. Marble busts. See you later. Oh hey, there was a linothorax right there. Boom. We gain the bloodletter's reach. And so, we can update our little our thing. And we can get rid of Abandoned Village from the top. Boom. And then when I start soon, oh, isn't that funny? There we go. All right. Hell yeah. But I'm not gonna leave it on the screen. I think it's a little too much clutter. All right. One legendary location down, only, you know, a bunch more to go. But hey, we got it. We got it. Make sure I've updated the command. Nine more to go? Okay, well, you know. And so we gained the Bloodletter's Reach. It makes it so that the bow can cause bleeding. It causes a stacking 10 bleeding damage per turn for 2 turns. Honestly, it's pretty good. Even though bows are not great, being able to do this kind of damage, especially to nimble enemies, it is pretty nice. And it goes along with what bows want to attack anyway, which is to say, low armored kind of enemies. So it's pretty nice. It is actually pretty nice. But yeah, of course we got it, because this is the run. Well stated. We're gonna put this on our banner. This occult robes. Bow mastery? We actually do have bow mastery. Rail tracer. We do. It may be, in retrospect, maybe should have just stuck with throwing. I'm not sure. I think I probably did make a mistake in doing that, but I don't know. How much does the bow have to penetrate? That's a good question, Golumi. That is a good question, and I don't know the answer. Okay, so the team's a little bit rough, in a little bit rough shape. We're gonna need more tools. We've got a lot of food, we've still got a lot of crowns. Let's just venture this way and see what we see. We'll do like a little sweep of this fog and then maybe go towards the south, I'm not sure. Regarding a conversation early, an auto battler auto resolve could be good. A good one you saw implemented in another game. It gives you the result of the auto battle and you could accept or the result or choose to fight it manually. Yeah, same idea as like the Total War series, right? Plethora of webnecks? We don't want to do that. There's very little benefit, even with our current ambition. We're just going to cancel it. We're going to cancel it once we hit 1050, and then we can just immediately accept the become professional one. I guess I can do it a little bit before that time, but I don't know. Can you get the retired soldier? No, not a... The retired soldier from killing webnecks is only when it's a part of a contract. Alright, it's about to become day, so let's step on one of these mountains. No! Preston BG gets an infected wound! It's not what we want. See, that already is the mountain viewing radius. Wow, okay. So let's head down to this mountain peak. Unholds pass through here. Am I happy with the lookout as the second retinue? I think so. I think so. But I think so mostly only because of this current seed. I think if I didn't have the ability to get tools from caravans as reliably, I'd probably feel obligated to get the scavenger. Okay, do I want to travel through the desert? Got lots of bread, so we could travel through it on a horse with no name. And I suppose we can just carve out another chunk of terrain, maybe fight some nomads. Day 66, so they're gonna have dodge, which is a little bit crappy. But like, they're fine. It's fine to fight them. Got the meteorite site. So the meteorite site is just a location that's used in the Holy War. There's nothing there for us for this run. We are going to need more tools. Nomad champions are the scariest in the game? You're talking about like the Nomad Executioner? No, Swordmasters are way scarier. What is it used for in the Holy War? It's just part of like some contracts. It is one of the locations that the North and the South are fighting over. Why are they fighting? They don't even know. We're breaking the record, but you see this is the true run? Absolutely. Absolutely, Jylef. We're at day 66, which will be breaking the record. That's right, officially surpassing the old previous run. All right, so walls under the sands. This could be nomads. It could also be ancient dead. We won't know until we get there. So I think I want to give Blade, actually I should give him a billhook anyway. I wonder if I want to give Squigs a pole mace. Sunken Library, next legendary location? Probably Icy Cave, and I think it'll be a little bit yet. Hey, Stoat Ramen, thank you. All right, let's see what's here. We can always run. We don't have any movement speed injuries. Everybody's got Pathfinder. What's the best way to take out a Necrosavant? To not fight it in the first place. No, I mean, nets, fast adaptation, and just hitting it with high damage 4 AP weapons. All right, this fight is totally fine. Can't be Necros? No. These two are always either nomads or ancient dead, I think. Which legendary location we got? It was the abandoned village. All right, so we'd like to get the Sipars from this fight. They're pretty nice. These nomads are going to be really difficult to hit. They're going to be really obnoxious. They've got these shields, they're shield walling, they've got dodge. It's gonna be big, big suck trying to hit them. It's hard to parse. Yeah, I realize. I mean, I could put the thing on the bottom of the screen. I do have that like available, but I feel like, I don't know, it takes up a lot of real estate just to sit there. What What is Rule Gazix? It is the Goblin City. Goblin City. Usually people just call it Goblin City. But anyway, that's the location that refers to. Think I'm missing stone pillars in that list? Really? Oops. Yeah. You're right. It's there? Wait. No, it isn't. You're right, I'm missing the stone pillars. In this, no, in this other list. I'll add it. Okay. No, it wasn't in the list in the bottom. He's right. It wasn't listed in the bottom left of the screen. That's where I was missing it. Do I want to move battle maps all the way up here? I guess so. Almost, yeah. Man almost got away with being able to skip that one and then being soft locked out of the watermill. True. The giant neon sign is working. Look at these scrubs attacking a stupid target. But range defense is useless. In the words of a great Battle Brothers player, that is goblin propaganda. If you want to bother, you can make it TV news. Yeah, I could. I could do that. I could make it scroll across the bottom of the screen. Oh, they still remain passive. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure. Is the Unhold Graveyard not considered a legendary location? I mean, it is considered a legendary location from the perspective of the game's code, Medieval Man, but we're not considering it one from the perspective of, like, fights. I guess, yeah, I don't know. I guess I could include it in the list in the response. But in this run, it's going to be pretty useless. Taunt on that flail newt here, in theory, would in theory be great. Yeah, actually, it would be. That's true. Yeah, we're getting there's some weird things going on in chat when it comes to range defense. So for what it's worth, when I'm saying range defense is useless with that tone of voice, and when Sins is saying it, we are being sarcastic. Range defense is actually a good stat. You don't want to put it on everyone. Isn't that true of every stat in this game? Oh, well, I guess hit points you kind of want on everyone. But all the other ones, they're specialized in some way. But range defense is super useful. Look at this. So Nomad 1220, not only does he have a range defense shield, but he does actually have pretty decent range defense, which we're not going to be able to pull up right now. And I even chose it. I leveled it. I did that on purpose. Oops, oh, that was a misfire. Because it is useful. Here we go. How much does it help compared to not having it? How do I answer that question? I said I don't know. The range shield and shield walling seems enough for you. I mean, that is doing a lot of the work. You're not wrong. Man, this guy's blocked both of the ignites, which is pretty rare. He's a gunfire expert? Must be. On a banner or fat nude, then leveling at range defense seems much more appealing. Agreed. I agree. There we go. The shield push. Having some traditionally high priority targets like the ranged units and banner makes it much less likely to get turned into a porcupine if you ever have to step out of cover. Yes, this is true. Look at that guy bleeding. The decision making for ranged attacking, I would say, is less of a tree and more of a glob of spaghetti. But it's a delicious and beautiful glob of spaghetti. All right, that was pretty sloppy, actually. I guess we didn't get hit too bad, but we got hit like a little bit, scattered damage kind of everywhere. It was slow. It took a really long time to kill him. Weird. But we got these Sipars. Now Sipars are like generically good shields. Can you see my typical bro traits? Babe 1004, I have no idea how to answer that question or what to show you. Could maybe pick up and repair this two-handed mallet. Kind of reluctant to use the tools. Incense for the event? You know, I looked at that, and I don't know that I want to carry around incense. Here's why. The event is good, but the event overlaps perfectly with the recruitment for the Kingsguard and barbarian recruit, so I don't want to pollute the event pool, even if it is a decent little chunk of cash. So yeah, if you want to see a talent heat map, I linked that earlier, actually. It is in this post. There is a, if you scroll down, there's a perk distribution heat map for a normal, like my normal play, which is not perfectly reflective of how good I think the perks are or how much I would normally take them. Like there's a little bit of mess in there. But you could use it as a starting point. I think that would be fine. But like, there's a lot of things where, so for example, my fatigue neutrals, I generally tend to prefer 9 lives over Steel Brow, but it is like required that you have one of the two. Both are fine. But in any case, in my perk heat map, Steel Brow is going to be pretty low representation. But if you thought, oh, I can just skip Steel Brow on my fatigue neutrals, that's not the lesson to learn from that. It is you must have either 9 lives or Steel Brow. And you should not be looking at a heat map like that to try to inform how to build bros, because the best lesson you can learn is to separate bros into offensive and defensive roles and positions. Like stratify your squad a little bit, where you've got some bros who have like underdog and you want them to get surrounded and you want enemies to attack them, whether they're attacking back or not. And then you want other bros to have like damage perks like Fearsome and Berserk, where they're getting lots of attacks in and they're using fatigue and they're not getting attacked back. That's the most important thing, actually. So builds really don't matter that much. Do I normally take 9 lives? Just look at the heat map. There's a lot of 9 lives. Okay, I am gonna grab these Sipars. I don't know. I think they're pretty good. That's right, right? It tells me we only need Battleforge damage bros. You know, if you're just gonna march all of your bros forward mindlessly and not use strategy in this strategy game, then yes, you can totally do that. Okay, so the defensive benefit of a tower shield over a Sipar is relatively minimal, where the Sipar is going to be a good enough generic shield with substantially more durability, where I'm kind of inclined to go with Sipars on these boys for now. And we can probably leave the tower shields behind. So we'll go with Sipars for general defensive purposes. And if we want to specialize against melee enemies for heaters, and kites for ranged enemies, we'll do that. We are currently in a tools deficit. Haven't been in one of these in a long time. This is sad. Sipar's fashion score is way higher? Yeah. And in fact, we should be matching. That's important. So I think we're gonna make a little circle through the desert here, and we'll return to our favorite little tool, Tool Ridge. But only after beating up some nomads. You're not gonna move all your bros forward mindlessly. You'll have your bullseye archers back to snipe important targets. There you go. All right, so these nomads came from up there. Let's bust this camp and then try to trace where they came from. There's footprints here, so it's actually probably back closer to this mountain. In any case, we'll go to these sand-covered ruins first, and then we'll follow them back. Viking Spy, hello, hello. More nomads. Walid the Pilgrim, he's got a big old cleaver. Not too bad. We got a whip here. So we've got a couple things we could get for a cleaver bro. Our dude who's currently rocking a upper tier flail. Could totally swap to a 3-headed flail. Does more damage overall, even if the penetration is lower. We're not going to be taking duelist on that, bro, so like, pretty keen to grab the 3-headed flails. We've got some nice unethical high ground to grab, so we're going to do that. Because, well, we're not done. Well, maybe we are, but hey, whoa. That's my, I was just claiming this. You can't do that, that's cheating. I wanted that spot. What a bunch of jerks. Yeah, how unethical. This is ridiculous. They're so evasive with their dodge. And do I move Blade all the way up here? Yeah, I think it's fine. So their archers are going to shoot here currently, which I think is fine. You just tune in and every time, how's the music so good? Dude, the music is so good. The music in this game is so good. Just threw sand in my face. All right, so Nomad Leader decided to run all the way down here. Ooh. All right, disrespecting zone of control to go down there is pretty bad. This cleaver is pretty spooky for a nimble bro. All right. We're gonna have to be careful with that. That is a potential failure point right now. So what's my best way to go forward? Yeah, let's go here so we can jump. Well. Yeah, okay. All right, we're hitting that leader really well. I'm less scared now. Now that those attacks hit, it's not so bad. Fractured skull? All right, now I'm not worried really at all. It's almost 1:30 a.m., so you're heading out. Congrats on nailing that first legendary location. This is the run? Daylock, you're so right. This is, in fact, the run. I'm glad you noticed. We did abandoned village, we sure did. The abandoned village has fallen. Alright, we got that big cleaver too. Can be a pretty decent weapon for a little while. This is the run, that's right. Manifest Destiny's Child believes. Do you? Banner was disarmed. Disaster. I'm gonna try to dagger down this guy's armor, by the way. So this guy here with the whip. Very little damage he can do to us. We should be able to throw sand too. And we never unlocked that part of the tech tree. Our big chonky two-handers not connected. Not looking forward to the Beast of Beasts. Yeah, me either. It's a spooky one. A spooky one for sure. Brigfoot? No. Beast of Beasts would be the Kraken. That's true. We did get ranged attacks that connected on the leader, which is where it mattered. So I shouldn't complain. The game treated us well where we needed it. Dov cool knew. There we go. Severe concussion? That can't be good. That can't feel good. And suddenly, all of these free-range briggies are dead. Nice little pile of tools. Very happy to see that. Gonna grab the whip. Gonna grab the two-handed scimitar. Gonna grab the plated nomad mail. Honestly, kind of tempted to grab the nomad light helmets. These plus the like worn mail shirts are fine. They're like fine. There are nimble setups where I think that's good enough to be worth doing. And I'll grab the three-headed flail. Yeah, the hydro flail. I don't like that it's damaged, but still gonna grab it. We can leave behind this Sipar. I think that's fine. I think we have more kite shields than we need. Realistically, we're only gonna need to keep 2 at this point. Oh my god, I just smashed my mic. Sorry if that was loud. I think that's fine. We're gonna leave behind 2 of these kite shields. We're only gonna need 2. this point. You don't like that flail? Why not? All right, so from the perspective of a bro that could use the whip, it could be Squigs, could be Naranite. They're pretty similar. Squigs has got a little more fatigue to work with, so it'll probably just be Squigs. Pretty, I don't know. Or maybe Ball and Solin or Blade. Oh yeah, that's right. That's who I was thinking of doing that on, was one of these two. I think that makes more sense. So maybe Blade? That would make the most sense, I think. Yeah. Okay, so then we're gonna swap some armors. Blades here is no good, it got damaged. So we'll get him set up with maybe this. And who else should I have adjust their armor? Cola. Might set up that previously mentioned Nomad Light Helmet, Worn Mail Shirt. It's fine. It's a fine, nimble setup. Not great, but fine. So I am gonna equip a whip on someone. I might just make it Blade. I might do this. Let's set him up like this. We'll use the two-handed scimitar, the battle whip, and the bill hook. We will circle back for cleaver mastery. Praise be the brothers. To the run, Promised Land continues. The march to the run, Promised Land continues. Yes. Sorry, I had a moment of illiteracy. Falsers. Also, Falsers had this beautiful message that he wrote out yesterday, and I misread the number 28 as 18. What a disaster. Anyway, I only sort of incidentally noticed that because I was looking back at the VOD to check. What was I checking for? I was checking for something. Anyway, it doesn't matter. In any case, I said the wrong number, and it was dumb. Our spirits were connected in truth, and you understood me through the faith in the run? Yes. We share this faith. For your broadcast Briggy is naught but a shepherd, delivering the true run to the flock. This is the run. Okay, that was a good miss. Feels good to have a throw tank. Feels good. Having a throw tank is pretty wonderful. It's funny how quickly the run is morphed into a cult. No. It's not a cult if it's true. This is the run. You're not a cult. Have you read our pamphlet? Right, exactly. The pamphlet clearly states, we are not a cult. And if that's what it says, it has to be true. All right, little pile of supplies there. Oh, I should have grabbed the rice. Not that it probably matters, it would have gone bad. All right, I'm gonna go up here and maybe look for where these nomads spawned from, and then we'll keep going east from here. We did see footprints originating from this direction. But if we don't run into them while we cover this new ground, that's fine. You would think you would know if you were in a cult. It's definitely not a cult. It's just a group of guys living in a community outside of any major town and sharing all loot, united with a common faith. Exactly. With shared purpose, beliefs, and mantras. Okay, this is a good fight for us. Out here busting nomads, and busting nomads make me feel good. Only a few nomad archers. I think we can leave the Sipars here instead of kite shields. We need to grind some tools from caravans. Yeah, we're gonna make our way that way slowly but surely. But we do. Stropes 616 is correct. All right, should be a cute little camp here. 16 enemies seems like a lot. And it is, but it's like 16 nerds. Not too spooky. We're a collective, really, more a family than anything. Right. Exactly, exactly. What's our current retinue situation? We've got the lookout and the cartographer. Putting that cleaver to good use. Might run Master Maticus all the way up here. Make their nomad archers act a little funky. They don't like it when you get too close to them. These spears aren't going to do much for damage to our armor. And where should I move Cola? Maybe here? Be ready to help out. Attack these outlaws here with the shields. I feel like that's the best place for him. Things are going pretty well. They just rolled a decent number of misses, which I've got to say, I like that. Now the Chaucer got disarmed, so he can't use his bow, but guess what? Oh. Missing that attack was kind of anticlimactic, a little disappointing. What level do you think the tier 3 nomad camps are fightable at this kind of run? Maybe 8 to 10? You know, I don't know. The tricky thing about the T3 nomad camps is that there's like... There's the can fight that you could view with the same sort of thought process as a normal run, and then there's the can you fight it and have it be a positive impact for the team? Because besides the no loss condition, it's really hard to make that fight not cost a lot of tools. So it's like, it's not just about winning the fight, you kind of have to win it fairly convincingly. They drop a ton of tools. They do drop a ton of tools, like up to 35, I think, or up to 40. It's a pretty good number, but it's still gonna cost a decent number of tools. Black Fox LP, thank you for the sub. Much love and appreciation to you. Both of those things, not just one. Punch him. Ow. Okay. Let's get that W. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let's get that W. Enemies dying as they flee. So satisfying. So good. So good. Ooh, that guy got a stun. That head got some airtime. Gotta send him flying. Cola's just a monster. He's gonna be so good once we get the, I mean, he already is good, but when we get the sensor, damn, I'm looking forward to that. Watching Slurgy while playing Battle Brothers is the way to go. Play game on one screen, watch game on other screen. I know that life. Very familiar. Though I feel like I usually watch a different game than the one I'm playing. Not that you shouldn't play Battle Brothers, because it's real good. I'm gonna grab another whip. Let's leave behind these like totally destroyed or mostly destroyed armors. Let's grab a couple more things. You just got a map with cultists where the first city has a port but there's nowhere to sail to. Is that an indicator of something? Rough seas. There's nowhere to sail to. All true statements. You appreciate that I give flails a use and not just discard them immediately? Oh, they're like good. So yeah, I'll give them a use because they're useful. I'll give them a use because they're good. As simple as that. God, this bro's so good. Okay. Boy, I really want both hit points and resolve. I think I'm very lightly leaning towards resolve here. Insane bro. Insane bro. Absolutely. This is the bro that's gonna use the sensor. This message brought to you by Big Flail. Hell yeah. So we're gonna grab Killing Frenzy. Make this bro even more of a monster. And our final perk might actually be the blue skip turn button, because when we are using the sensor, it's gonna be tough from a fatigue perspective. We wanna keep using the AoE attack because it's so good. And even though I don't love the blue skip turn button, there's gonna be a lot of really big long fights in the legendary locations where it'll be good. It'll be good. Yes, Luigi up on one screen while you do your remote job on your other screen. Hell yeah. I've also lived that life. Alright, we got more footprints here. Should I trace where they came from? We'll see. They came from here. Road though. Road is fine. Let's keep eyes on the road to see if there's caravans that pass through, but we're mostly looking for nomad camps. Country roads, take me home to the place where there's tools. Moose Ridge Forest, next to Spiderwood. Give me tools. Alright. Ah, okay. So here's where these nomads came from. Alright. Would Viper from Gladiator Origin do good as a sensor? Absolutely. You're always confused by what the best builds are for the Gladiator Origin? Hey, me too, Sunflower Gaming. It's tough because, you know, you've got these ultimate Giga Chad bros, but you still gotta like progress your company to get strong. Whereas normally when you get Giga Chad bros in a normal run, you've already progressed your company to a point of safety, right? So like, it's still a good idea to get like tempo perks and stuff. Yeah, going early game builds on 2 or 3 of them is a good thing. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Looks like that guy's gonna get away. We almost just did a scatter onto our own boy there. That would have been sad. Okay, and then we're going to bust this camp. Because it make me feel good. We could wait for nighttime. There's some archers. I don't think we need to. Because we've also got ranged attacks. If it becomes night by the time we reach there, that's fine. But I think I'm okay fighting at dusk as well. Don't leave food behind? Yeah, we shouldn't leave food behind here. Because we are running a little bit low. No, Cola, don't miss there. That was your time to shine. Dying of hunger in a run this good would be funny. Would it? Is this true? No, you can't die of hunger, you just lose mood, and you lose mood pretty fast, but losing mood from hunger isn't so bad because your bros stop consuming food because there's no food to eat, so as soon as you get just a little bit, they'll be okay. That's one of the biggest fails in this game, the concept of early game and late game builds. If something works in the late game, it should work early game. No, I actually think that's one of the best things about this game. I think that's one of the things that makes this game great, is specifically that dichotomy. Yeah, it makes the choices meaningful. That's like, yeah, that's specifically one of the things I really like about this game. it also makes the transition from just a, you know, scrappy group of peasants into late game powerhouses all the more satisfying. Our throw tank with built-in taunt. It works. Would I do any changes to certain perks? I mean, yeah, I think I've talked a little bit about some of the things I think could be interesting to do. I don't know that my answers are good, but I do have some ideas. I think combining Bullseye with Bow Mastery would be fine, or making Bow Mastery do something different and then giving Bullseye more vision radius or vision range could also be interesting. I don't know. Long-range weapons are hard to balance in asymmetric games. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, so let's take the Total War games as an example, because we were talking about like auto-resolve previously. Now, to me, they're fun, and I like them, but in a Total War game, when you were able to just sit in the corner of your invisible box with siege weapons or, you know, ranged attacks or whatever, and force the enemy to come to you. It's fun at first, but then when you realize that the AI should just be doing something different, it's not as fun anymore. At least for me. And so I don't get to make as many interesting decisions. And that's because of the sort of asymmetry that's present. I could probably articulate that better, but I think there's more to be said about that I'm not able to quite think of, but it's kind of the basic idea. Yeah, I mean, I like those games. I like the Total War games. Like, I think they're really fun. But they highlight specifically that kind of problem that I have. Yeah, and you can always do multiplayer, but then multiplayer you don't get the grand strategy layer, and that to me is like also really fun. So using Total War games to talk about game balance should always be prefaced with how not to balance a game. I mean, fair enough. I haven't played them enough to be fair. Like, maybe I'm not picking the best example. Like, I'm not super knowledgeable. I mostly just play the historic titles, and I play them in a way that I won't say is role-playing, but like, I'm just like, I don't know, what would happen if we defeated Attila? The Western Roman Empire defeated Attila. Who knows? That's not how history works. Whatever. Cool. I don't think I'm gonna grab this plated nomad mail. I think it's too hurt. We gain another level. Blade. I think I've decided. I am going to go Cleaver Mastery on this bro. So I think the last two perks, unfortunately, he's probably gonna have to go without Fearsome as a result, which I think is fine. I think we've got enough Fearsome, and we've got Fearsome in the right places. But we're going to have this bro just pumping out damage, and so I think I'm going to grab Cleaver Mastery and Killing Frenzy as the last 2 perks. It'll make him nice and flexible. We can use a bill hook or maybe some future named item as a can opener, or the Cleaver as a finisher, or the Battle Whip to disarm or whip from a distance to proc Berserker Frenzy for next turn, or things like that with Quick Hand. So I think we've got a lot of tools and choices. 2 weapon masteries never feels great, but I think it's fine. So do I want to grab Cleaver Mastery on this level or Killing Frenzy? Probably just Killing Frenzy on this level. Unless I think the Whip will be more useful. Is 64 fat enough? No, not really. Not really. So I guess I'll grab some Fatigue here. 3 Resolve would also be a pretty reasonable choice. Yeah, I think it's fine. We also, for what it's worth, could do the same thing with Ball and Stalin. Doesn't have Quick Hands though, which is a little awkward. Pretty comparable value. I think so too. He already had pretty high resolve, but I don't know. Anyway, all right. I think that is a pretty good place for me to call it for the evening because I've got Dungeons and Dragons with some buddies in 6 minutes. So I'm going to take a moment to update everyone on the upcoming schedule because I will be out of town. I will be unavailable to stream for the next several days. So my next stream, and I'll put this announcement also in the Discord, will actually be on Tuesday, the 10th. So next Tuesday. So it'll be 1 week from today. So there's going to be 6 days where I am gonna have Run 28 take a nap. So I'll actually be celebrating my wedding anniversary with my wife. How cute. So we're gonna be adventuring and having fun. So hopefully you'll be able to find some other evening entertainment. I know some people have mentioned that they love this this series, and damn, they feel like it's hard to stay caught up with the VODs. This is an opportunity for anyone who's fallen behind. If they want to, watch at a slower pace and catch up, people can catch up. So, thank you all for your understanding. We will be returning, as mentioned, next Tuesday. And so, I think we're in a good spot. So, I'm gonna send you guys over to Blade. He's one of the viewers on this stream, actually. He's playing some Cyber Knights Flashpoint. I know nothing about this game, but he's playing it on brutal difficulty, which I am into. So, to all of you, wherever you are in the world, make it a good one. This is The Run. Ta-ta.